It's never going to happen to you. And it was happening.
There were people holding their necks. There was people holding the back of their heads. And I looked at the EMTs and I said, I don't need to be here. Like, you need to take care of these people.
This is a really great guy that unfortunately a lot of people are never going to get to know.
For families of the victims and for the survivors, the question is why? Why did this gunman do this? 2 days after the mass shooting in Las Vegas, investigators are still trying to answer that question.
And tonight we are hearing the absolutely heartbreaking stories of hundreds of people who were hurt. 59 people died, 527 were hurt.
But amid the horrific tragedy, stories of heroism are now emerging. First, let's get to the latest into the investigation of the 64-year-old retired accountant. We know he had no history of gun violence, and today we're getting a look at the hotel room where he carried out his attack. Detectives found 23 weapons and thousands of rounds of ammunition in that suite at the Mandalay Bay. 19 additional guns were also found at his home. The gunman broke out the windows of the Mandalay Bay on the 32nd floor and shot those hundreds of people below in an open venue concert. Authorities say the gunman modified 2 guns to make them fully automatic.
As people ran in panic, they realized they were trapped. Take a look. Fencing around the venue trapped them inside. Heather Goose comforted 23-year-old Jordan Mickeldoon. He was shot. She did not know him, so she used his cell phone and called his girlfriend, who was sheltered in place nearby.
She said, be honest with me, like, what's going on, you know? And I said, he didn't make it. She said to me, you know, he's the love of my life. Like, are you sure? I said, yeah.
Goose sat with Mickeldoon's body for hours. She says she didn't want to leave him alone.
And as today has gone by, we're hearing from the loved ones of those who didn't make it. They were daughters and sons, fathers and mothers.
She's heart and soul to her family.
Broken-hearted family members are remembering Rosie O'Gean of Eastville, California, who leaves behind 4 children.
The older of the 2 youngest, she was calling mommy today, you know, and that just breaks my heart.
John Fiffin of Santa Clarita, California, also had 4 children. Friends say they'll miss the general contractor singing on the job and always lending a helping hand.
This is a really great guy that unfortunately a lot of people are never going to get to know.
Cameron Robinson lived in Utah but worked in Vegas. He was excited to attend Sunday's concert with his boyfriend.
He was the best brother, uncle, anything son anybody could ask for.
Students in Gallup, New Mexico held a vigil to remember their high school office secretary, Lisa Romero Muniz, who they say was their friend, mentor, and advocate.
She loved us with all of her heart. It's not going to be the same without her.
Kurt Von Tillo of Sacramento is described as a great golfer who will be remembered for his laugh and his unwavering patriotism. And friends praised 20-year-old Bailey Schweitzer of Bakersfield for her passion for helping others.
The whole community has lost a great person in Bailey Schweitzer, and she's going to be truly missed everywhere.
The city of Las Vegas has set up assistance centers for families. Hotels are also offering rooms at no cost. Country star Jason Aldean, who was performing when the gunfire started, says that he is praying for the victims and that his heart aches. He posted in part on Instagram and Facebook, "At the end of the day, we aren't Democrats or Republicans, whites or blacks, men or women. We are all humans and we are all Americans, and it's time to start acting like it and stand together as one."
Now, we showed you the inside of the hotel room. This is a photograph of one of the many, many guns recovered. Randy Smith is outside of the Vegas Strip where detectives are searching for the tiniest piece of evidence.
We've talked a lot about how massive this crime scene is, how much work investigators will have to put into it, and I wanted to illustrate that for you. Right behind me, you can see the empty lot where the Route 91 Harvest Country Music Festival was held all weekend, closing out on Sunday. Then across the street, more than 400 yards away, you have Mandalay Bay, the hotel where the shooter camped out on the 32nd floor raining bullets down on the crowd, and that's the reason you're seeing right now police canvassing Las Vegas Boulevard. They have this area of the Strip shut down so that they can check for any evidence. So think about it. They are searching the hotel, they are searching the street in between, and they're going to have to go back onto the festival grounds to see what evidence is there as well, also to connect victims and fans who attended with all of the belongings left behind. In Las Vegas, Brandy Smith, back to you.
Now, every time there's a mass shooting, the gun debate reignites. So senators are once again considering legislation on gun control. Still, some say the shooting shouldn't be politicized, but Florida Senator Bill Nelson says some changes have to be made.
You're talking to a hunter. You're talking to somebody who grew up on a ranch. You're talking to somebody who has always had guns and who loves to hunt. But semi-automatic weapons are for killing, not for hunting. And I think we have to approach this with common sense.
Now, the Republican-controlled Congress has kept quiet about any possible gun control legislation. But they've also kept quiet on a bill that would ease regulations on gun silencers. Today, House Speaker Paul Ryan said there's no plan to act soon on that and other gun-related bills which are backed by the National Rifle Association. We're diving deeper into the gun control debate coming up at 5:30.